Now, a little bit more on the Trump deal, prohibiting transactions with ByteDance beginning September 20th. Can I just say something here? You put a date on it. You put September 20th, and I talked about this in a previous episode. The negotiations go out the window. All the leverage shifts. We'll just wait it out. You're gonna get yourself all the way down to zero. We're sitting here just fine if we're Microsoft or whoever we happen to be.
Yeah.
And there was some speculation. People didn't know how serious it was, if it was actually going to go through. This executive order has now been signed with the 45-day deadline. This is the quote. The spread of apps controlled by the Chinese government continues to threaten the national security, foreign policy, and economy of the United States. The United States must take aggressive action against the owners of TikTok to protect our national security. And a parallel order banned transactions with WeChat, popular texting app in China, with a small user base in the U.S. Can I tell you something about WeChat?
What's that?
Well, if I'm going to tell you something about WeChat, I'm going to tell you something about 1 billion people. Yeah, that's roughly somewhere in that neighborhood, the number of people who use WeChat. Now, for those that are not in China, which is everybody watching this show, well, you might be watching in China. I don't know how you got it, but
VPN.
Yeah, you pulled a couple strings. But for those that are watching from outside of China and who haven't been there, WeChat is everything in China. It's not just a chat app.
It's a whole ecosystem inside the app.
It's your ID. It's how you pay for things. It's your bank account.
Yep.
I mean, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's, it's like an operating system almost. Mm-hmm. It's like Android just gets you into WeChat and then you do everything in WeChat.
Right. Yeah.
It's absolutely enormous. And that's sort of the quiet part on this app, in this story, because what can the U.S. really do? The U.S. can't really touch that billion people. They can touch the people who are here, presumably, or in the U.S., I should say, who are WeChat users who are trying to chat with their relatives back home over WeChat. They wipe that one out. That's a bit of a headache.
Yes.
You would presume. So anyway, that one gets thrown into the mix. The move comes after months of the escalating tensions, and the efforts are complicated because of the acquisition potential. You have CEOs like Satya Nadella from Microsoft who would like to get a deal done prior to this happening, but you know Trump's not making it easy. Mm-hmm. You escalate the thing, you put the stamp on it, you sign the order, you put the date, and you say you want a piece.
Yeah.
And everybody's sitting there saying, sheesh, my goodness. So this is a tough deal for us. It's a tough deal to get done. They're using something called the National Emergencies Act and the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. You need these different acts, Will, in order to enable you to do things like this, right? There are protections within the marketplace so that someone can't come in there, paint with a wide brush, and wipe out companies. So you need these acts that people agree upon to be in there. But then the question becomes, is this the right moment to use the act?
Yeah.
Or do we want to dispute it? And you know TikTok, well, you know ByteDance wants to dispute it.
Mm-hmm. This is like the Trump card, really.
Hey, man.
No pun intended, but it just seems like it's so aggressive.
Did you just say that Donald Trump is using a Trump card?
Oh, yeah. Wow. I said it.
That happened on this show in 2020. What a time to be alive.